Thursday, 3rd of December. This is the day we had the car booked in for its control technique. Hobbit's been up the road, 10 o'clock this morning. I get a phone call about half hour after the appointment. She says, oh, it's passed. I'll put a copy of this up on the screen. I've scanned it because we can scan it, convert it to a PDF, and then I can select the text and translate it to see what it actually says. I can pretty much work out, but certain things on the French control technique and French phrases don't really translate well to car parts. We've got another ticket for 2 years, and it just sailed straight through. I'll put it up on the screen. I'll put the translation in as well. So we've got minor faults, which is basically it's an advisory. So we've got tube de puce, jambe de force, triangle, I can't remember how they say triangle now, triangle, a bras de suspension, which is basically your wishbones, deterioration dans silent bloc, de liaison au châssis, yeah, all the wishbones, suspension arms have got a little bit of deterioration on the silent blocks. The silent blocks is what they call the rubber bushes. Exactly the same advisory that he did last test 2 years ago. Condition general, attack general du chassis, corrosion on the front subframe. There isn't any. If anything, it's a bit of surface rust, which at some point I'll get under the car, wire brush it all off, and we'll treat that with something. There is something in the back which normally would have been a failure in the UK, but anyway, the middle seat belt, he said there's something probably dropped inside it or something because it's not collecting very well. We never use the seat belts in the back. I don't think I've ever had a full carload to have to worry about the seat. But anyway, I'll get the Hoover in there with the nozzle thing or the airline and blow it all out. And that was it. No mention of the headlights, going a bit funny, but I did do that. You will see in the next section down here, we've got the kilometerage since 2018, which is, I think that's when we bought the car. Or did we buy, yeah, or was it 2019? Anyway, I can't remember. So in this last 2 years, going on this, the last control technique was at 138,689 kilometres. Right? Not miles, kilometres. So very low miles. Today, we'll scroll over to today's mileage, kilometerage, 145,417. Now, I've got, that's 6,700. I've got it saved in notes, exactly what it is. 6,728 kilometres that this car has achieved in 2 years. Most of that is probably taken up with airport runs. Now, you think, oh, that's nearly 7,000 kilometres. That sounds a lot. That converted into miles is 4,180 miles in 2 years. So we're doing just over 2,000 miles a year in this car. It's our only car. We don't go anywhere. But I'm super chuffed with this. Oh, because he advised on the control arms on the front and bushes on the back last time. I've got a full set of control arms for this car, but if I don't have to fit them, I'm not going to. So I was thinking, well, I've got all those. I'm going to have to get bushes for the back. I priced it up. It's about €200 for a complete set of like the hub knuckle joint bushes, top and bottom, and that's Lemforder, so that's a good bush. That was about €200 for the full set, but then I'd have to buy a special tool as well. Don't have to do that now. Yeah, so it's quite a relief. I don't know, people do 10,000 miles, 12,000 miles plus every year. They'll have a few more things go wrong with their car, but we keep it well serviced. We look after it. We do, if something goes wrong, we tend to do it straight away, apart from some of these little electrical gremlins we got going on in the car, like the parking sensors, and some of these speakers have got bad circuits. I will get to those at some point. Anyway, that's that. We've got a Control Technique. We got the paperwork for 2 years, so that's something we ain't got to worry about. Now, if this was a commercial vehicle, we'd have to take it back every year. Your Control Technique, I've explained this before, but I'll just say it again. Your Control Technique lasts for 2 years. So they do the main test, which is everything. They go through the lot, the brakes, the headlights, everything on the car. They'll go through it. But if it's a commercial vehicle, that has to go back after the first year to have its emissions checked again. Obviously, this is a car. It's not classed as commercial, so it's just done once. I will just go down. I'll highlight at the bottom here. We've got the suspension test they do, because it's all on plates and stuff nowadays. So you've got the rippage, which is the grip test, and that's from -8 to +8 kilometers or meters per, or I don't know what that is, but anyway, the suspension can be out of equilibrium by up to 30%. Well, on the front it's 3%, and on the back it's 4%. And they used, it shows you here much force, and I don't know what DAN is, it's DA, Newton meter, I don't know. But so on the front they used 1,363, and on the rear they used 1,341. That's a suspension test on the old wobbly plates. Underneath that we've got the Fender service, which is your foot brake basically. So, and you got avant and arrière. So on avant you've got gauche and droite, which is left and right, and on arrière you've got gauche and droite, left and right. So the force on the front brakes on the left was 516, on the right was 515. That gave us a 1% imbalance on the brakes. Now, going back to my MOT testing days, it was very, very rare to see a car with such low imbalance on the front brakes. 1%. I think in the UK on the front brakes you was allowed up to 25, or was it 20? Can't remember. If anyone's in the know, you'll probably let me know in the comments. Obviously this was a few years ago that I was an MOT tester. The rear brakes is 312 on the left and 309 on the right. That's 1% imbalance on the rear brakes. So doing that brake job a couple of years back has obviously paid off, because they're still perfect. They pull up square. Yeah, so that's that. Then we've got the frein de stationnement, which is your parking brake. That has got to be, has that got to be more? Yeah, it's got to be above 18%. Well, it's at 24. Then we've got emissions. The opacity de fumée. Now it's got in brackets 1.32 M.1 or M-1. Now I'm assuming that's the limit. What the emissions analyzer has for this car, that's the limit. So the limit is 1.32. The first blast on the pedal, you know, you all seen it at the test stations. They plug a thing in the back of the car, rev it up, it does a reading. So the first reading was 0.3, and the second reading was a little bit higher at 0.62. So well within the limit, so that's all good. Then they do the croisement. This is your headlights. Now, back in the UK when I was MOT testing, you had a beam test thing for checking your alignment. You used to run backwards and forwards on rails. It wasn't connected up to the computer system. It was either in or it was out. But now it tells you what the limits are, and there's the limit. It's obviously you've only avant, because we don't have headlights on the back. So you got a gauche and droite. So that's the limit is minus 2.5 to minus 0.5, and we're at minus 0.6. That makes sense. And then you got your feu de brouillard avant front fog lights. I didn't realise they came into the test, because they're a bit of an option on a lot of cars, but obviously I suppose if the car comes fitted with them as standard, they can test it. Do you like my hat? Hobbit made that. I've just caught sight of it in the camera. I digress. So yeah, they check your front fog lights as well. Now, they're not, the limit is minus 3.5 to minus 1. Now the left one was minus 2.8 and the right one is minus 1.4. Whether that's because they're both sort of pointing up to the side of the road or what, I don't know, but they're working. Bloody passed! Can't believe it. Well, I can believe it because we've done no bloody miles. But anyway, I'm so bloody chuffed. I had a can't even get my bloody words out. For a celebration, Hobbit got me a tube of Pringles. Now, I've broke my diet. So we had a bit of a celebration at lunchtime. So I had Pringles and gherkins. So yeah, bloody-tastic. I don't know when I'm going to be releasing this video. I might be that excited I'll release it midweek. And then you won't get one at the weekend. But that opens us up now to carry on doing stuff on the car. Now I have a few videos lined up. Obviously we're planning this trip to the Pyrenees next year. And as I mentioned previously, storage space is going to be an issue. 3 of us in the car. 3 lots of luggage and all this, that and the other. So I have a solution. It has arrived already. I will put a subliminal picture up now, just for a couple of frames. See if you can pause it at that spot. Something I've never seen fitted to one of these Range Rovers, and some people might say, oh, I don't like the look of that, but we've opted for it. There is another thing that I'm hopefully going to source in the new year, if funds allow. I've got a couple of rifles up for sale, so hopefully we can get enough money in that I can add to the storage capacity of this car by something up there. We have got the rails with the bars and everything, so if we can't get to it, we will have some options for up there. I've got some other bits, some camping bits and pieces that I can show you. I will subliminally put... I can't get my bloody words out today. I will subliminally flash some pictures up. So, yeah, if you're quick, you might see them. If not, you'll have to wait for the video. So I'm going to try and get a load of videos filmed up in the next week or so that I can release them over Christmas and New Year, so I ain't got to worry about filming then, and we can just enjoy ourselves over the festive period. I said this diet, it's all very well, but Christmas, you don't really want to be dieting over Christmas, do you? So... yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I'm going to put all my paperwork in the glove box. They put a new ticket in the window for the CT. So if you do get stopped by the police in France, they just look in your window. Oh yeah, you've got a valid control technique, and then your insurance ticket's in the window as well. And that's all you need in France. You don't have road tax or anything like that. Some places you will need a critère sticker if you're going into a city that has got emission zones, this, that and the other. We never go into cities with emission zones, and you can pay it online if you want. We will get one for this car because it's a lifetime thing, and it's only like €5. You get a sticker for the car. It just tells you, the sticker tells you what zones you can go into with your car. You put your car details in, so we'll go and do it for this car, and they'll say you're not allowed anywhere near the city because you're too polluting. Anyway, so chuffed to bits. I've got to sort that out now, put it in the glove box, take the old one out, put it in my file, because I've got a file with all the history of the car and everything. Every part I fit on it, I'll print off the invoice, write down the mileage, this, that and the other, just as a bit of a history for the car. Not that we're ever going to sell it, but you know, I don't know why I do it really. I suppose it's just I keep a track on what I've put on the car at what mileage and when I did it. So that's what I shall do later on. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.